sitting to him entertainment place. He tell me say that if I can say he like me. So he will put me on the operation. Anything I want to make, I should take it a minute I want to make money or after. So that when I took the man, I get a con to him. And I let my friend make me to know the boyfriend and the boyfriend make me to know the EPM. That I get connected to the people. They won't say me. Get a con to one friend. It's a motorbike. But he know the place. He know the ball. When the officer said ask me to the police station there, lawyer was there. Then he tell the lawyer say he know the ball are in front, the ball can't eat on to back. So that child there, the lawyer put gas in the car. He know the man, but later the man come to the station. I never do that in my own name. I tell it and I regret it. It's just a mistake. And before they can bring on here, when we went to the police station, I was even begging. I say, oh man, to let him go fire. We can talk to school, a place like for air, we go retrieve the man gun. The EPM, what would tell it out to let it? I don't know the EPM personally. Unelate, what would tell that connection? I know it. That you will make to, I know the EPS man. And he said the EPM man, I'm friendly, he can go into your face and friendly with all of them. And I see there, he even get me in the fence to go walk around. Try to the president area away. Get me on my first time to enter in the fence, carry me there, and not my one. Me and girlfriend carry there. My parents in Kakatampa, I was small, my mother passed away. And my father now have here when they see pack copy. I know with my parents when they said they have our in Ghana. That Ghana they go arrest, but when they think have the person will arrest me, Ghana. They EPM man, there's friends to own us. For me, I never knew say they make friends with people on us. So that you Facebook, that they get me. So I escape. I go by road. So I can always go by road. I'll come in. I see me transfer me to come back. The reason I decided to escape is my friend boyfriend what they call. But you are not one for Elan blow. But if Elan blow, if I in a bro, I will call him. He was not the one who pay my work. But you are thinking like to say this Tunga will never see me or they come, nobody will come to see me again. And myself, how I was thinking that the way I escape, I go on outside like I will never come in to be fun. That you will make to I know the EPS man. And he said the EPS man, I'm friendly, he can go into your face and friendly with all of them. And I see there, he even get me in the fence to go walk around. Just the president area away.
Let's be so.
But let's go.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. Good afternoon and a pleasant welcome to Freedom Hub on 87.9. This is the official voice of Freedom Communications Incorporated. My name is Kyle Oliver Kine. I'm here today with Princess Alexa Vanjakoli. Gradually, we're going to be here till 6 o'clock today, bringing you all of the issues making the news in Liberia. And of course, the national conversation is now activated. The Liberians are eagerly waiting as to the decision that will be made when we, the people of Liberia, go to the polls in October of this year to have 73 members of the Liberian House of Representatives elected. At the same time, we are going to be having 15 of the Liberian 30 senators elected. By the way, the Liberian people will be left with an option to choose between continuity and a regime change from the angle of the Liberian presidency and subsequently the vice presidential post in our country. Where will Liberians lay? Where will Liberians have their basket, dropped? This is $1 million question that all of us in this country will have to ponder over. With months to the elections, with a little over 5 months to me political deciding moment, we are here today on this wonderful conversation to continue, like what Michael Gilman would say, and to deeper into the issues making the news in our country. At about this moment, we're back with a lot of the latest political conversation in town. And so we are told that Senator Prince Yomi Johnson is bent on parting ways with the president of Liberia. That is what we are told. We've been told that Prince Johnson is going to be supporting Jeremiah Kwankum in whatever political decision. And of course, the issue of Jeremiah Kwankum being the running mate to Joe Bwaka is still at the peak of the selection table, and that is where we think from all our political sources, from all of what we've learned, except the paper will change, the decision between now and tomorrow. But as it is, at the moment, we are 100% told, we are informed that Jeremiah Kwankum is going to be selected by Joe Bwaka. And so, on the basis of this conversation, we are told that Senator Prince Yomi Johnson is not going to be in the camp. This is a developing political conversation. Senator Johnson himself said it on a radio station recently in Nima County, that he's parting ways with the WIAS administration. What do we know about that conversation? What do we know from inside sources? All of it, all of what you need to know will constitute today's menu. He is not alone. While we are having the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, James Emmanuel Nukwe, joining the WIAS team, former Speaker Jenica Tyler is leaving. One speaker is joining. One former speaker is pledging support. Another former speaker is leaving. Is it because of two factors? Are there reasons for the departure of Alex Tyler? The Liberians are concerned. Is it because when Alex Tyler was removed as Speaker of the House of Representatives, it was James Emmanuel Nukwe who took over? You don't want to miss today's political conversation. You just don't want to miss it. Too many things. Is it because Edwin Snow, the man who flogged Alex Tyler in Bombing County, is it because Edwin Snow is seen around the president? That's why Alex Tyler is so insecure, for which he has decided to flip over. The conversation will get juicy. more rulesy, more fiery, because this is where the national convo will be decided at about this moment. When you are driving back to your homes, when you're in your taxis, when you're on the kekes, the motorcycles, and those of you sitting on your plum trees, listening to Freedom Radio Liberia, it is our honor to have you here on our platform and to listen to these beautiful voices on your radio. When Liberia and Liberians will be eagerly waiting to have a taste of Liberia, especially from this platform where we discuss the issues that matter, setting the agenda for Mama Liberia. We took a break. When we come back, everything you need to know about the current political space in our country will be brought to you in a few minutes, right here on the People Station. We take a few bars of our theme song. We have words from our sponsor, Crime Stoppers Liberia. By the time we are back on this platform, Alexa and I will rumble into the issues.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Simon.
Okay, so welcome back to the program Freedom Hub. Alexa, good afternoon, my dear. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Oliver, and I would like to say good day to all of you out there. So, however, where you're joining us, we'd like to say welcome to Freedom Hub on 87.9 FM, the best thing to happen to Liberia about this time. And of course, it is live on Freedom Radio Liberia via Facebook and YouTube. However, where you join us, we'd like to say welcome. I guess basically today is a continuation of exactly the conversation that has already started Monday, yesterday, and I mean it keeps going until different angles and different aspects. So it keeps going. So just stay there and just follow exactly what we have to make of the issues we have in country.
Okay, so I want to say hands up to a lot of you listening to the radio. Pop Kroma is an instructor. He's a professor there at the United Methodist University. He's also a lecturer at the African Methodist Episcopal University. He's a very sound English professor. He's affectionately referred to by students as K1. So if you're listening, perhaps we want to say hands up to you and the rest of the folks within the teaching staff of this country. So yeah, all of you are people listening to us from across the world. Those of you in Europe are people in Asia, those in North Africa, those of you in Morocco, Tunisia, Libya, and other places. I want to say hats up to you, and it is a wonderful thing that you're back on this platform now. The 2023 presidential elections we've been anticipating over the period is at a level where we're categorically going to be clear on too many issues. So the first thing is, let us recap on an investigation we've been into over the period. Now, as a major political platform in this country, Freedom Hub, it is our responsibility to you, our followers, even those of you who do not like the things we say, You do not like the way our analysis are channeled. But you still listen, though. It is our responsibility to, on a daily basis, give you all of the information we know, we've investigated, we've researched, for the sole purpose of you being adequately informed, and that is the essence of our conversation. Now, we've managed to have gotten a late-minute conversation from within the chambers of the Unity Party, specifically around the former vice president. And you will be surprised to know that after a series of conversations around the selection, the Yumli factor came in, the Costa factor was outrightly rejected. A lot of the folks said, over our dead body, will we allow Costa to be on this ticket? Even if he's bringing millions of dollars, we're not going to allow that. Costa insulted you. In fact, the major damage that we suffered in this country in 2017 was as a result of Costa exposing us. He was the one who exposed our inability to have governed this country adequately on our watch in 12 years. He made that message to go viral. He was the one who yeah, and override us, especially when it is as a result of the damages he caused us in 2017 that led us to this era of defeat, and for which today we are in the opposition community. So the Costa issue was thrown away yesterday. Up to last night, it was thrown away. This morning, we're told Mr. Bwaka was honest enough to have placed a call to Yumli. They may want to deny it, but that's the information we have available unto us. If they want to, play the devil's advocate, then then we can simply say we stand to be corrected on it. But this morning, Mr. Bwaka placed a call to Yumli and expressed his regret in not selecting her. He apologized. He told her that he would have loved to, have her on his side, but for some reasons best known to him, to himself, he is unable to select Yumli. So yeah, that is also in place. Now, in the end, the wise men, the council of advisors around Mr. Joe Bwaka were able to build a consensus around Jeremiah Kun. And this is the conversation you should know. If you are a Unity partisan, you are a Liberian without political attachment, if you're within the CDC and you're concerned as to the kind of team the Unity Party is bringing up against your government, that is the information available to you at about this moment. The advisors around the former vice president met yesterday, and they made a decision to build a consensus around Mr. Kun. Now, their issue is because in their mind, irrespective of the Boyo allegation that was levied against Kun by Costa, irrespective of Kun having some identity crisis in Nima County as to whether he is a true son of Nima or not, they think that Jeremiah Kun, being a businessman, is very wealthy. He got money. He's not afraid to spend money. So they think Kun is going to be more of an advantage to them because Joe Bwaka by himself is broke. So the idea is that Jeremiah Kun being on the ticket will provide a lot of money. He will pump a lot of money into the process that will bankroll their campaign, in the absence of what the political party as a structure and different aligning organizations will generate. They think Kun is going to be strong enough to bankroll the process like Emmanuel Nukwe was able to do in 2017 to the Joe Baka's campaign. Now, let me say this to you. Although Joe Baka was the sitting vice president in 2017, but all of us can attest that all of the monies that they spent in that process were from different sources. I mean, people in government who needed to retain their positions. I mean, deputy ministers, assistant ministers, directors, ambassadors across the world, they contributed towards that campaign. Joe Baka didn't pay most of the money in the 2017 campaign. And so all of the bank rolling, all of the money that went into the process in 2017 came from the pockets of then Speaker Nukwe. All of the funds that led to that situation came from the pockets of Speaker James Emmanuel Nukwe when he was the vice running mate to Omen Joe Baka. So the council of wise men around Mr. Baka, saw the Costa factor. They saw the Yomli factor. For them, they say Costa is bringing in some money. He has promised to bring some money. In fact, they do not even trust that the money Costa is promising to bring, they do not even trust the source of the money. For them, they do not even think that Costa is capable of bringing the kind of money he's promising. So they would not want to gamble, a chance of having Costa on the ticket that could spark up too many moral credential issues against the ticket. Now, more to that, they think Yomli Kanga Lawrence will be an excess package in terms of financial contribution because they are of the opinion that Yomli ain't got money. Yomli is not that wealthy enough to bankroll the process of having a national campaign fully sponsored. So, although Yomli would have been an option from, vote reach Bassa, there could be some Bassa, empathy or whatever sympathy for her alignment with Joe Baka, but it is more like, a money attachment situation than numbers and, reputation or whatever the case. So they thought it wise to say, look, Yomli could be a good option for us, but at the moment, we think we can go for Kun because Kun will have the number, and at the same time, Kun got the money and he's willing to spend. And so let me say this to you, and we challenge anybody within the cycle of the Unity Party to dispute this information. Mr. Jeremiah Kun was able to provide a little over $285,000 for the After Tomorrow program. Do you know why I choose to pause? Because I want you to absorb that information I just gave. Okay? Do you know why I pause? Because I want you to absorb the information I just released to you. And we challenge anybody to dispute it. Mr. Kun, as a startup to the process, committed, he was able to provide a little over $285,000 United States dollars to the process. That is to what extent Kun is deeply involved with the process. In fact, it is no longer going to be an issue of surprise because as we speak, there are members of the Unity Party who are printing T-shirts bearing the photographs of Jeremiah Kun and Joe Baka. $285,000, as a startup. So, I mean, the guys advising the vice president said, look, I mean, this is a good offer. He's from Nima. We could rally in Nima, although CDC is going to give us some trouble in Nima. Tewan Congo is also going to, put up a great fight in Nima County. It's going to be a battle zone, but at least we can manage, to have Kun. And yeah, although Costa made it clear that Kun is selling hemoglobin parts, which is equated to being a Boyo man in our context, but we can manage that Boyo propaganda. We can manage and explain to the people say Costa not see the man selling hemoglobin part before, so it's not true. We can manage to find a way around it, to shoot it up. We can do everything possible, to find the damage control around it. Yeah, we can manage that one, but at least we will want him because he's from Nima. Number two, because he got the cash and he's available, to spend it. So like the date in 2017 with the election where Omen Joe Baka didn't contribute a lot of money. It was the like of Edwin Snow, Emmanuel Nukwe, the rest of the folks who were supporting the Unity Party, George Calando and other people. It was, a compilation of individuals within the system providing money. To say Joe Baka kept so and so amount when he was vice president, and at the end of the tenure, thought it wise to contest for the presidency and brought forth, some huge amount upfront. No, that was not the case. The money people spent in that process came from the pockets of assistant ministers, even some directors, consultants who were making millions of dollars in this country, in Liberian dollars and whatever currency, were the ones who contributed towards that campaign. So now that the old man is broke, he made it clear that he's broke. Evident of the fact that to even go treat himself, it had to be the president who spent $85,000, give it to one official of government. It was the official of government who took him to America to go do treatment. Those are all indications that indeed, in real sense, the papa is broke. So the guys felt, oh man, the way you ain't got money and we really want to go to the process, it is going to be good on our part if you will, select Kun, because Kun got some money. He's from Nima, and you will be able to do a lot in terms of providing resources for the process, because to go against a certain African government, it is so cost intensive. You need money because you ain't got money past the government. So since Kun gets money and Kun will be willing to spend it, let's take him. So as we speak, tentatively, the selection of Omen Joe Bwaka is Jeremiah Kun. We only got tomorrow. On Friday, if a different name is mentioned, then it means between now to the end of tomorrow, which is to the end of business day on tomorrow, then that means that amendment has been made. But as the conversation is on, my WhatsApp is being updated on a daily basis. Other sources of information, other sources of gathering information that I have, those places are being updated on a daily basis. As we speak, minute by minute, I'm getting info. And so if anything will happen, even when I'm on the show, if there is going to be a shift in the decision, I will know. And we'll clearly open the microphone right here. Even when we're in the middle of a different discussion, I'll open the microphone and say, the table has turned to another level. But as we speak, as it stands, that is the entire situation we're encountering. So that is it on the issue of the running mate selection, which is a major political conversation everybody, anticipating. Now, the next issue at hand is the issue that has to do with defects from the president's campaign. Let me say this. We are getting cogent information that some of the folks who supported President Ware are on their way out of President Ware's campaign team. And politicians, let me say this to our people. Politicians in Liberia, like other African countries, are very crafty, very, very smart. My only regret is that the voters, the people who are, in some instances, the benefactors or the victims of poor and bad governance, are often ignorant to political they're ignorant to the political deceptional theories of politicians. That is my only regret. And I will try as hard as possible to break this down into simple, parlance and simple Liberian English so that our people will get it. Politicians, they're very smart in the country. Like Ghana, Nigeria, all over the world, politicians are smart people. For Liberia, it pass mass, it boku. They have a way of politically maneuvering. They got a way of, moving around politically, jump from one party, one person to the other person, to the extent that you, the voter, would think they are good people because of the way they can jump from place to place. So in most instances, it will normally confuse the voters because the voters are without sufficient information to make informed decisions. And so a radio show like Freedom Hub is established for the sole purpose of providing enlightenment for our people who are, to a greater extent, ignorant to the political happenings in the country. Let's go back to the issue. There were some names that supported that supported the election of the president in 2017. As we speak, those names are up and running against the president today. When you say somebody who support the president, they have get caught. How can men who supporting him again and move from behind us? But here is it. The current senator of Maryland County, Maybe he changed his mind between now to tomorrow or the after tomorrow. But we got reliably informed that James Biney, Senator James Biney, who has been suspended or quote unquote, disciplined by the NPP, is having conversation with the Unity Party, especially Joe Bwaka, to campaign for Ambassador Joe Bwaka instead of President Weah, who is into a merger, a political collaboration with Vice President Joe Howard Taylor and the National Patriotic Party. That's Mr. Biney right there. We are also told, and in fact, all of what I'm saying, a new member of the Unity Party, my good friend and brother who used to be an advocate, magically, but from his post on social media, you will understand now that he's supporting Omen Joe Bwaka, which we respect so well. I mean, that is his political right. It is his constitutional right to do so. My good friend and brother made it clear that Alex Jenica Tyler, former Speaker Tyler, and James Biney will be at the vice tender bearer selection program. I don't know how to coin it, but yeah, that is what it is. Marty Colley posted on his page that James Biney and what is his name? Former Speaker Tyler will be at the program marking the endorsement of Ambassador. I call the thing marking the selection of Jeremiah Kuhn on Friday, if all goes well, according to the way they've arranged it. Now, many Liberians, especially people who support the president, may be concerned as to why is Alex Tyler leaving the president and going to support Joe Bwaka. Why is it happening? There are plenty of reasons to that effect. Plenty of reasons. And don't be surprised as we're waiting to see whether what we were told from in-house, as we are waiting to see whether what we were told from in-house will be will be actualized on the program in Monrovia on Friday. Why we are waiting for that? Okay. Yeah. So why we are waiting to see Tyler and Biney present at the UP headquarters? We've done an investigation as to what prompted Tyler's decision to leave President Weah to support Joe Bwaka. And let me say this. In 2017, Liberians were clear as to what they wanted. They were kind of frustrated over the fact that the Unity Party government, they didn't do enough in terms of the level of support they received, the involvement of UNMIL, the involvement of other international partners, including an Arab country, Libya, where they committed $30 million towards a rice project that got squandered in Lofa County. So Liberians were kind of frustrated over the fact that the national oil company of Liberia, NOCA, went bankrupt, and all of our oil blocks were sold out, and too many things happened. Under that arrangement, the man who presided over the Liberian legislature was Mr. Alex Jenica Tyler. Speaker Tyler served as Speaker of the House of Representatives for 10 consecutive years, 10 years in a row. That's what I mean when I say consecutive, 10 years. There were times he took $1 million plus US dollars across Liberia to go ask people about oil consultation. He said it was intended to do oil consultation. $1 million US dollars to go across the country. He said it was legislated oil consultation program across the country. In the end, we cannot find any oil. The whole oil sector was depleted, left in destitution. A deplorable condition. It went bankrupt. Rob Salif could not account for it. There were too many things that happened. In the end, Liberians got fed up. and they said we are going to make a political decision to support a new breed of leaders instead of a continuation of what's happening. In 2017, that was the decision. People like Alex Tyler, Speaker Tyler, knew 100% that Liberians were not prepared for a continuation of the United Party. So he cleverly went over to the Coalition for Democratic Change and got his political party, the Liberian People's Democratic Party, the LPDP. He got the LPDP to collaborate with the CDC at the time, with the notion that under a new arrangement, I may have some opportunity to do business as usual. I'm giving you reason number one why Tyler may be seen at the headquarters of the United Party on Friday. Matthew Colley did a post. We got several intelligence from within the United Party that have confirmed to us that Tyler will be at the program to endorse Joe Boakai. So he took the decision to have joined the CDC in 2017 because he thought when the new government will come to power, they will continue to do business as usual, where political leaders and people who are perceived to be godfathers of different counties will be prioritized over the people of those counties. And it happened under the Unity Party administration. So he thought that would be for him. He thought that would be the situation. Okay, fast forward. He thought to contest for the senatorial election in Bomi County, his own hometown. The people of Bomi County refused to vote for Speaker Tyler because they said when he was speaker for 10 years in this country, he did little in Bomi County to transform the county. Instead, they went for somebody who they consider not to be a full-fledged son of Bomi. They went for Snow, Edwin Mervyn Snow. Against their own son, they choose to vote for Senator Snow because, in their opinion, Snow had done a lot of investment in Bomi County than what Alex Tyler was able to achieve. Snow defeated Tyler in Bomi. After that election, when Tyler was unable to win the senatorial election, he became very suspicious of his relationship with the CDC because by this time, Senator Snow is now a friend to the president. He's a friend to President Weah. So Tyler is kind of suspicious and saying, like the way this snowman flogged me in Bomi, the president supported Snow on the cover. And those things started to play on his mind. Because Snow won the elections. Wide margin, serious wide margin. We went to Bomi County. Look, Austin Kawai and I went to Bomi County to do survey when Speaker Tyler had a town hall program at the Tottenham Borough City Hall. We asked people around, they said, we're not allowed to York. In the county, Snow got small relationship here, but you're not real good man or what kind of man in the place. Tyler, our own son. Well, let me ask you, the Bomi citizens were telling us they hostile Bay on the highway in Marshall. He not be here. He be small chicken room here, and he be big mansion to Boston on the Ralphie Highway Road. Snow got farm here. Snow got plenty of properties here. Snow Bay rail station here. Puma FM. Snow got a lot of investment here. We're not seeing what Tyler get here. So we will not vote for it. We did the survey and we told some of the men and women from the CDC who went to do the campaign, we told them, we said, our survey here is putting Tyler second to Snow in all of the aspects we've done. We've gone to the cook shop, we've gone to the restaurant, we went to all of the places, motorway picking there. They will keep telling us, oh man, we'll vote for Snow and Tyler will come second. In the end, that was the result. Snow is speaker. I mean, he's a senator. Every now and then, the president is making trips around West Africa, having some ECOWAS engagement, including some European engagement. Snow is seen with the president. Tyler is of the opinion that the president is the one who has been sponsoring Snow undercover to beat him in Bomi County. Meanwhile, the Bomi citizens themselves said when he was speaker for 10 years, he didn't go back home. He didn't do a lot in his county that is just close. I mean, you can walk from Bomi to Monserrato. You can walk from Bomi to Monrovia. They think that he was unable to utilize the proximity he had to power as the third most powerful man in the country to do something better. In fact, they said Oliver Austin, the only thing we get in our whole Bomi County for 12 years, that Total gas station. The gas station Total built in Todmanburg. And so we will not vote for Tyler. Now, fast forward, Tyler is not senator. He didn't win the 2020 elections as senator. He's hustling around to get some money. Imagine a former speaker, you got money. The house situated at Boston Junction is deplorable. The paint finishing on it, no care, is diminishing. You know, I mean, too many things happening. The income is no longer strong. So he's concerned about his well-being. And so there was a situation with the Western cluster that we'll talk about another time. The windows and deals. But fast forward, we saw former Speaker Nukwe, who did not support the president in 2017. Mind you, Nukwe was the vice running mate to Joe Bwaka in 2017. Recently, Speaker Nukwe has pledged his support, including his political party support, to support George Weah in this election. Hello? Nukwe was supposed to be the vice president in 2017 to back out. In 2023, Nukwe is supporting the re-election of President George Weah. Now, our understanding, according to folks who are closer to Speaker Tyler, is that Speaker Tyler, has personal issues with Mr. Emmanuel Nukwe. Because according to him, during the removal situation at the Capitol building, when Tyler was speaker, it was James Emmanuel Nukwe and the rest of the people who orchestrated his removal. According to him, they collided with the executive Biden, President Saliv and Joe Bwaka. According to him, according to Tyler, it was people like Emmanuel Nukwe then who aligned with Joe Bwaka and Madam Saliv to remove him as speaker. So he has a personal issue with Nukwe. So with Nukwe crossing over to support President Weah, Tyler is not of the opinion that he should be on the same team. According to what we learned from people around Tyler, they say Tyler is telling them that they Nukwe man who's feeling pledging support to George Weah, that he don't want run politics under me at the time he was speaker and the mummy. That he was Nukwe, he don't want to run politics the movement when the movement that he don't want to put that. So in coming to support George Weah, I will not be there. When he supported Weah and not there, him and second be on the same team. Folks around him told us. Now to add it up, the same people around former Speaker Tyler made us to understand that Senator Edwin Mervyn Snow, who is a personal friend to Mr. President for 30 years, made a statement to the president. Mr. President, when you do for Bomi, Bomi will do for you. And on several occasions, we have seen Senator Snow wearing the face cap bearing the initials GMW, George Manuel Weah. Again, we have been told that the CDC is contemplating on having Senator Snow. Yes, he's also Speaker Snow. He was a speaker before. Once a speaker, always a speaker. We're also having information that CDC is planning to have Senator Snow as one of the campaign managers, the national campaign managers for the George Weah's re-election bid. Now, Tyler is saying this Snow may flock me in Bomi when I should have become senator for my own county, Bomi. This Snow man was not an original Bomi citizen. You know, he came to my county, flocked me here in Bomi. He won the senatorial position. In my own party, where I say I'm supporting the president, he comes back to join me to support the president. I cannot sit in a political party with two individuals who have betrayed me before. Nukwe betrayed me, removed me as speaker, and became speaker. Snow left from the District came to Bomi County and flogged me here in the senatorial race and became senator. Today, I'm jobless. I cannot sit in the same arrangement and have the two of them and myself work together. I'm not going to do that. So it is better I go find my way to Joe Bwaka. Isn't that political? How do you call it? Water poli? Isn't it? Go to Nigeria, you go define what water polo is. Isn't that political water polo right there? But that's not the conversation. That is not the conversation. So you see, so don't be surprised when you find Mr. Tyler at the broadcast program, because he is angry, according to what we've learned, over what has happened at the Capitol with reference to his removal as Speaker, and what also happened in 2020 when Snow flogged him in the senatorial election. In his mind, the two people that caused him serious political injuries cannot be on the same team with him. So he's not leaving. He's not leaving because the government ain't doing anything. No. He's aware that since bombing was established after the war, it is this government that took chlorine to Bombing County. Today, people in Bombing County can drink cold water in thatched houses. I mean, Speaker Tyler is aware that it is under George Weah that Tubman Bird City is lighted up at night, both the solar lights and the LEC expansion. Speaker Tyler is aware. No, he's not leaving President Weah because Bombing County is yet to benefit anything. In fact, there are housing units being built for the medical people in Bombing County. Before, when you doctor or you nurse, they're saying to Bombing County to go work in a government hospital, you got to be paying your own rent. You got to be finding money from your salary to be paying your own rent. The president was able to build several housing units in Bombing County to provide shelter for people who are going to do medical services. Tyler is aware that the government is doing significantly well to the best of their ability, using limited resources to impact the lives of the people in Bombing. He's not leaving the government because the government ain't performing in Bombing. In fact, the Emirate Hospital that is built in Bapolu is going to be directly feeding Bombing, Bapolu, and Grand Cape Mount County, yet the entire Western Liberia, to include parts of Lofa. Tyler is aware that that project was initiated by the Weah's administration for the common good of the people of Bombing County, where he is from, and the entire Western region. He's aware that there is a road construction between the Medina to Robertsport area that will boost tourism in the Western region. Bombing County is going to indirectly benefit and other stuff. He's aware of those goodies, but because of personal issues, he might be seen at the Unity Party headquarters on Friday. So when you read Martin Colley's post and you were kind of confused, so why is it happening? If you didn't know, this is Freedom Hub. This is where you got all of the information available onto you. Now, the next thing that a lot of you don't know, and it is going to be a shocking thing to you, is the decision by Senator Prince Yomi Johnson. And let me say this to our people. We have been credibly informed that Senator Prince Johnson is contemplating on supporting Mr. Joe Yoma Boaka. Before I tell you why that decision is going to happen, before I tell you why Senator, yep, just hold on. Before I tell you why that is going to happen. Oh, fellow Liberians, just hold on. Oh, just hold on. Before I tell you why that is going to happen. Yeah, before I tell you why it will happen, I want you to listen to this. That is what I want you to do. I want you to listen to what the senator said about former Vice President Boaka. When you listen to it, then we'll tell you why he has decided to eat his voice. In the midst of the facts, and we're telling you why they are leaving. We'll tell you about Mr. James Manning. Then on the overall, we'll give you a whole analysis about what's happening, why these things are happening, and why they are happening now. Let me see if I can get this. I want you to listen. I want you to listen.
Samashan. Is that Mr. Dominic?
Okay, let me see if I can let me see if I can get rid of this voice under Just hold on, fellow Liberian. Let me see if I can get rid of this voice on the. But Senator Johnson, we are told, is leaning towards Mr. Joe Bwaka, and we'll tell you exactly why he's doing what he is doing. Okay, listen to it. Okay. No. I think I'm having a technical problem here. Cruzo will have to come in. Yeah, this is becoming very, 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 very embarrassing. Let me see if. Oh no. Let me see whether I can make this adjustment. Let me see if I can make this adjustment very quickly. Yeah, I'm getting the feedback under this thing. It should not be. Okay. So I mean, it's unfortunate that I can't have this. It is unfortunate that I can't have this. Let me see if I can. Just hold on. I'm gonna restart this form and get it. But Senator Johnson, we are told, is leaning towards Ambassador Bwaka, and there is a reason for that. And that's why I would say to people, if it would mean President we are going to the election with he himself and those who believe in what he is doing for this country, let it be. It is better to go to a process with honest people who are genuinely in need of transformation of the country than to have a lot of people who got personal, and I repeat, personal, plans other than a national concern. If Madam Sally is listening, we're not going to be putting your name in politics because you resigned already, but we'll be referencing you because you are a political figure. Madam Salif is a victim of Senator Johnson's political uncertainty. Hello? Former President Salif is a victim. When it says is a victim, it means she now suffered plenty in Prince Johnson's hand. You know why? Because for her, she felt it was the appropriate way, and I can't blame her. That's a style of leadership. That is her style. President Salif, if she know that you're very rude in the country, you can talk plenty like the way Louis Brown calls her. Louis Brown either rude on her. When she know you too rude, you talking too much to bring you. Louis Brown insulted the woman. The woman brought Louis Brown and made him information minister. He said, Louis, you get a job now. He said, yeah. He said, go now. And the people who cost me, go cost them. I mean, that's the President Salif style. No, I hope you're getting what I'm saying. President Salif is a victim of Senator Johnson. And the reason why it is that way is because that is her style of leadership. That's how she choose to run government. For George Weah and other people, it is different. For President Salif, when you call her, you say food in her, she go behind in the corner, she either come and tell Medina we said to go to you, send somebody to you to go talk to you on the undercover, they can't get you job. For President Weah, you sit down radio, you cuss, I been it. You say all the nasty things you want to say, and you think it will put him under pressure to get you job, you're damn lying. You're a liar. I don't know what kind of skin he got. I don't know what kind of tolerance he has. But you say all of the things about who now get job in the Weah government because of the cost. Point out any minister who got job because they cost George Weah. In fact, the very media, the Liberian media, I don't want to go demeaning on the media, but the media is so rude on President Weah because he is not willing to play to their tune. Under President Salif, once you judge from Grange there or even Lofa, if you can't even speak the English correctly, in as much as you are connected to a microphone and you have audience listening to you, when you say anything crazy about President Salif administration and thing, I mean, what is the thing? I saw added them from Ministry of Commerce. I mean, the guys will reach out to you quickly. Oh, Madam Salif, we got to take care of that Peking. We want noise here. For President Weah, to the extent that you can even tell people, say, you increase the men volume. That is to what extent he doesn't care. Now, this is very sad to say, but President Sirleaf made Senator Johnson to get used to real money. Hello? President Sirleaf made Senator Prince Johnson to get used to serious-minded money. And the bad thing she did was to allow that to override the overall good of the people of Nimba County. That is something that President Weah said, if I will not win, let me not win. But I'd rather give the money to the general good of the county than to pump it into somebody's personal covers when that person is not going to deliver to the entire county as a necessity. Let me repeat. President Sirleaf's poor Prince Johnson with money. You know, when you got horse, Alexa, when you got, children growing up, the public come where he died the children $200, $300 US. The children already ate. They got school fee. They got reset. They got food in the cover. They got drinks. Everything they got into the horse. They got a PS2. They got the television. They got subscription. And man, you're dashing out $200-$300. When you do that to your children, you spoil them with money. The day you go broke, the day you do not have money, those children, when they stop seeing that kind of money, some of them can get tempted and they'll become armed robbers. If they are not armed robbers, they will start to agitate. They will start to demand that you get the money. They will start to cause noise for you to get the money because you made them to get used to money. Sadly, Ellen, who made Prince Johnson to get used to money, she's no longer in power. It is a George Weah who do not give a damn about what your political pressure is. It is he who is in power, into everything. It is him. So President Weah said, look, I became president in this country because 14 counties out of Liberia, 15 counties made me president. Yes, there are people who helped me to become president. Prince Johnson is one. Other people helped me to become president. But they did not help me to become president for me to make them reach over the interests of the Liberian people. They did not make me president for George Weah, to make them richer than the interests of the Liberian people. So instead of giving Senator Johnson, 400,000, 300,000, 700,000, 1,000, every time that he's jammed, he criticized, calling against money. Also, the Barbarian get vet. He jammed, you go to a church, he said nonsense about me. They are calling against the one. He goes to the church, he said anything about me, against the amount. Instead of giving him 200,000, 400,000, the other 1,000, just to keep him quiet and keep him on my side as a political campaigner, I'd rather take that money and direct it to the Ministry of Public Works so that they do the road from Ganta City, Nimba County to Sacre-Pied in Nimba. I'd rather use that money to strengthen the Ministry of Finance in other places so that they negotiate for contracts to do the road from Sacre-Pied, since we're already doing the road at 98%, to Tapeta. I'd rather take that money to build a brand new city hall for Ganta City that is currently under construction at roof level. I'd rather take that money to do the Ganta to Saniquere Yekepa corridor up to the Ivorian border. I'd rather use that money to do it for the people of Ganta, the people of Nimba County, than to put it into the hands of one man who say he owns the county. Because in the end, that man will only take the money, build one university for himself, make it a private university, build his statue, a monument in front of the university, name it Prince Johnson Polytechnic, and Nimbayans, who he claims to be his people, may pay money to go and attend that university. So instead of putting money into the hands that will only be invested on his personal properties, I'd rather use that money to build the roads from the people of Nimba County, from Ganta to Sacre-Pied, Sacre-Pied to Tapeta, Ganta all the way to Saniquere to Yekepa. I'd rather encourage ArcelorMittal, the other entities in the company. I'd rather encourage the government to raise money to talk to the development partners for us to pave the roads we are paving in Nimba County than to put the money into the hands of one person who, by the time he is vexed today, he can't cause noise. We gain money. After 2-3 months in rest, he's broke again. He can't cause noise. I'd rather use that money on the people. Because you know why? Although he supported me, but it is the people who went to the bushes to go and vote for me. If the people cannot have paved road from Ganta to Saclay, where they grow their food, the food cannot come to Ganta, which is the biggest market in Nima, then I have done them evil. Instead of giving Prince Johnson the money, I'd rather pave the road that will pass right in front of a university. Where he got a university, there was a duster road there. Where the university is, that was pure duster road leading towards Saclay. I'd rather pave that road than to gain the money when he will not even be able to use that money to pave the road. Then after my 6 years or 12 years, the people of Nima will say, when we are became president, what did he do? President Weah knew that for 12 years, the government have been doing significant business with Senator Johnson as an individual. And that's what I said. If you ask President Sali, she'll tell you that was one of her regrets. Because if President Sali had known, she would have taken most of the money she invested in Senator Johnson because he is a political leader. He would have taken most of that money and invested in the people of Nima County through their infrastructure. They would have benefited a lot from it. They would have appreciated her. Them giving the money to one person who would just continue to water into flamboyancy and whatever the case. That is the rationale. So we have said to himself, based on the political analysis of things, the president might have said to himself by then that, hey, even if I would not have to win election in all of the places in Nima, or even if I would not have to have a Johnson behind me to campaign in Nima, but I'd rather build the people roads, I'd rather connect their towns, I'd rather do the Ganta City Hall, I'd rather build proper housing unit in Ganta, Nima County, I'd rather continue to take some of the money where Prince Johnson want me put in your pocket to pay wire fees so that the students in the whole Nima, when they're going to take wire, they too will benefit. I'd rather do those things than to give it to one man. Because in the end, Nimbayans will ask me, what have I done for them? They will not ask me what have I done for Prince Johnson, because Prince Johnson will not even tell them if I have given him 1 million, 2 million. He will not tell them. He will not tell them if I have given him 10 million. But the Nimbayan will ask me as to what have I done for them. So instead of us scratching my head in 2023, they'll say, oh, Nima, I was supposed to pay a road, but Prince Johnson can't. I gave it to him. Let me do the money. Let me put the money on the road from Ganta to Saclay. Let me put the money on the road from Saclay to Tapeta. Let that one be reflecting, and it is going to be better off than to put the money in Prince Johnson's pocket. In the mind of Prince Johnson, that is not something he's going to listen to. In Prince Johnson's wisdom, that is not correct for him. For Prince Johnson, it is a disrespect on the part of the president towards him. He thinks it is not a decent thing the president is doing. For him, he want the money to him. He want the money to come to him. He want everything. He want the cash. He's not concerned about what the buyers want. No, that's not his concern. So his entire concern was for every negotiation. And Lord, let me say this to our people in Nima. And they are very decent people, strong people. Look, Ganta is the only place you go in this country that you can eat food any hour the food hot. Ganta is the only city in Liberia that doesn't sleep. Liberians in Nimba County, Nimbayans are hardworking. It is sick to the stomach when an individual is continuing to portray himself to be a man who will direct people, some of whom are master degree holders. University of Liberia put out graduates. See how many Nimbayans can be in the roster. AME, UMU, Stella Maris, all of the universities. To reduce the people to a mediatory arrangement, to say anything you get with the Nima people, give it to me. To reduce Nimbayans to, Mr. President, anything, give it to me, I'll go there. That is totally not the leadership. Like I told you, there is a difference between President Weah and President Salif. I'm not saying President Salif's leadership was terrible. I'm not saying she was bad in doing the way she did her own, but that is how she chose to run it. For her, she was like, anyway, I didn't stop her. I just gave smoothie. He shot her and moved nose from behind me. That was her style. Perhaps that's how she thought to do it. But if you ask President Sadi right now, she will make you understand that she regrets exactly not doing a lot within the county Nimba, as opposed to giving the stuff to Prince. You ask her, she will tell you that she regretted it. On the President Weah, he said, no. If me and Prince will not stand side me in Nima to campaign, no problem. But I will stand on the road I am building in Nima to say to Nimbayans, This is what I choose to have done for you instead of calling one of your big men to give it to him when I know that he wouldn't have been able to do it for you. That is the hard choice that George Weah made as a president. For him, it was not about satisfying an individual. He placed the entire county over an individual. Yes, you may be the political leader of the county, but it does not in any way give you the absolute right to want to demand every goodies that will go to the county to pass through you. That is what Weah is not accepting. No. For him, he said, no, I'm not going to do it. I am not. I respect you as an elder. I respect the fact that you helped me to campaign. But the people of Nimba are people who are by themselves responsible people. And whatever I got for them, let me give it to them. Let it be given to them. I'd rather build their roads. I'd rather connect Ganta to other cities. I'd rather connect Ganta to Ivory Coast than putting the money in one person's pocket. That person go build one private university that will not be open to the public. That will not be free. The boy attending the PYD Polytechnic, are they attending the school without paying tuition? No, they're paying zero tuition. Where are the tuitions going? In the county covers? No. Who account? Prince Johnson. So the president said, instead of investing in one person while the person is getting rich and the county is getting poor, let me invest in the county so that even the woman who voted for me in Beplay, the woman who voted for me in Lordu, or the woman who voted for me in Queen will be able to drive on the road from Ghana to Saclay with her coal bag, her corn bag, her bearable bag. She will come to town, pay small money on the motorbike. She will not have to go through stress. Let her be able to come to market, sell her bearable. That is her life. That is how she sustains herself. It will be better off than for that woman to be stuck in the mud. Just between Ghana and Saclay, she be spending 4-5 days on that road, and one man get the money in your pocket, he investing it in the university. I'd rather spend on the county. That is the problem Prince Johnson is having with President Weah. Now, secondly, he says, before you appoint anybody in Nimba County, ask me. Come on, that is purely against the Constitution. So say before I appoint any son of Nimba, I'm going to ask you. But I thought you said Nimba are your county. Other than Nimba are your children. Why, if I want to appoint somebody from Nimba County, I got to ask you again? The selection of Garrison Yelu as head of the Governance Commission has angered Senator Johnson because Yelu is an influential son of Nimba from the Giobia West. Senator Johnson got his stronghold. In his mind, the president shouldn't have appointed Garrison Yelu. The president should have asked him, you're going to provide name. So when you are a seditious or somebody who support the president, when you say, oh, that man is supporting all again, these are the reasons. I told you Tyler reasons. Tomorrow I will tell you James Manning reasons. He's my own member, Maryland. I will tell you more about why he is taking the decision he's taking. Most of it is as a result of his anger from the MPP, how MPP treated him. Unless I would throw more light on it if she chooses to do so. But on the Tyler and Prince Johnson issue, if by any chance on Friday you see the both of them at PY at JNB program, just know the two separate reasons are stipulated. Tyler, you know it. You've already known Prince Johnson. For Prince Johnson, your issue is the president should have been involved with doing business with him on behalf of the county. Now, you are not the owner of the county, irrespective of whether the people respect you as a traditional man who may have stood for them once in a period where we have a political a political instability, whether you fought war for them and whatever, don't respect you on it. But you should not present yourself, like you own them. Like you need to give instruction before they breathe. Now, when you do that, you subject Nimbayans to people who do not think for themselves. And I don't believe so. A county where Ganta City is the most sophisticated town in terms of being active should not be subjected to a situation where somebody would think that they are more wise and whatever the case than everybody in the county. For the president, he said, I'd rather give it to the people. I'm going to submit. Alexa will come in, we'll go and take calls. Alexa and I, Austin and Abu, Wendell Esther, A.B. Gustin William, Michael Gilman, all of us on Freedom Radio and all the radio stations in Liberia, we will be so silly if any of us will come here openly and say everything in Liberia is bread and butter. For us, we will be liars, and in fact, God should punish us if we can't tell you, say, everybody in Liberia enjoying. Let God punish us if we say it. We'll come and tell, we'll be liars if we say, no mistake in the joy we are government. Let God punish us if we say it. We will be liars if we can't say everything in the country okay. Let God punish us if we say it. We recognize the challenges confronting this country, like everywhere around the world. We at the same time are aware of some of those in authority who are very lazy, whose actions are causing the terrible things we see happening in the system, like every system around the world. But on the overall objective, we see progress being made as a country. We see paved quota road going to Lofa County that has never been there since the establishment of Liberia. For us, that is what we see. We see Ganta going closer to connecting with Grangina County through the connection of the road between Ganta to Sacrapia, Sacrapia to Tapeta, and onwards to Toaston. That is the progress that we see. We see a construction of several kilometers of roads across the country. That is what we see. We see transformation within the energy sector. Today, Bombing Cape Mount are connected to the national energy grid. Magibi, to a greater extent, the substation in Grand Bassa County is ready, and they may start distribution amongst the different homes and businesses in Grand Bassa. For us, those are prospects that we see. That's why I say, for us to think that no problem in the country will be very, very disingenuous, and we are not hypocrites. We know there are challenges. We know like there are Liberians who can find it difficult to eat in this country, like every other country on the planet. Even in America, there are people who find it difficult to eat. We know these things. We are equally aware that there are some government officials who want to do some things that will make these things better. They are not doing this. That's what sometimes Alexa and I and other people, we blast at them on this platform. We know. But what we will not sit and allow is for a group of people who caused us to be to where we are today, is for them to come back and appear to be saints and angels, wanting to solve the problems that they have created. That is what we will not accept. No. If you want me to plow off for that one, get ready. We know all of the issues. Yeah, I just told you. But what we will not accept is for a Joe Newman Boaka who sat over the Liberian Senate as the president of the Senate, the chief agenda officer, the man who will approve the agenda to say, this is what we're discussing today. Pro tem, this is what we are discussing. I'm the head of the Liberian Senate, and there's my instruction. The man who sat down and over 68 concession agreement came to this country, all went bookers. Today, no good job in the private sector. The man who sat down and the rice project in Lofa County, Mohammed Gaddafi, peace to his ashes, he was killed in Benghazi. The man sent $30 million in this country to build rice farm in Lofa County, to make rice farm, something that would have made Liberia self-sufficient in terms of their staple food. Today, we're not supposed to be crying each other to be getting rest. That project would have provided sustainability in our staple food, supply chain. If Joe Boaka had maintained that project, such an individual is coming back to the Liberian people under the canopy of being a rescued number one, and you say, I must shut up. Something got to be wrong with you. Something got to be wrong with you. For the first time in the history of our country, under his watch as vice president and head of the Senate, we discover oil in this country. Oil. Crude oil. Nigeria is benefiting on their crude oil reserve. Libya is strong today because of their crude oil. Russia making progress because of oil. There are countries making progress around the world because of the number of oil. The entire Middle East, they're making money in billions because of oil. We develop oil in this country under the watch of the Unity Party. They squandered the opportunities in the oil sector, ran down local, made it bankrupt. Such a party is bringing the second most powerful man who presided over that era as a rescue one. And you say we should shut up? Something happening to you? You okay? You good in your mind? We are not going to be quiet in this country. 2023 has begun. The process is on. One thing I can say, as I submit, and my sister will come and take it on, and we take calls, is for you to know that we do not celebrate what Liberia is at the moment. because that's not where we wanted to be. Oh yes, I know that Clariton Fee has been transformed. PHP, Spoke Part. I mean, there is some glamorous activities happening on the fish market. I know these things are happening, but we are not satisfied. That is not the Liberia we want. We want a more glamorous country. But while we anticipate that, we're not sit and allow the hypocrites, the devils of yesterday, will not sit there and allow them to put white suit on themselves and put white collars on them and appear to be the saints of today. No, we'll not do that. If we think we'll do it, then you got to get ready for the political battle. Alexa, I'm not going to say more. I'm not going to say further. After you usher our people in and let them call.
Well. Okay, so just sitting and listening to exactly what Oliver has said, basically his analysis, it says a lot to exactly what is happening and what exactly Liberia will see, just in terms of any eventuality or something like that. But I think it has been clear over and over and over again that there are people who reek of desperation. And most of the folks who reek of desperation, they've always presented, they've presented a whole picture of being people who are perfect, even though they have different records from the past of, exactly what they did in making sure Liberia, did not move forward in as much as, there were a couple of things that would have benefited a lot of Liberians and, of course, Liberia as a country. So we've seen all of those different things, and the records are clear. We've read out some of the different records. We've pointed out to some of the times where people who were supposed to move Liberia forward, they did not really use the opportunities they had. They had to do something else. And later on, of course, they had to do a voluntary, confession over and over again that we should have done this, but we did not. And here we are. So after you've already told us that, you had the position, you had, the influencing part to have done exactly, the different things that were going to put Liberia further than, where it is now. Yet you did not do all of those different things. And you've come back to us confidently and you're telling us that because of, all of the different factors that you shortlisted, that was, some of the reasons you did not do exactly what you were supposed to do. And now you have already gone back to where you were supposed to go to. You've already realized what you did not do, and now you want to do it. For me, it doesn't make any sense in several aspects. There are moments where you have Oliver to tell you, hey, Alexa, I wish I would have done this. I wish I had the opportunity. That means Oliver did not have any opportunity to do exactly what he wanted to do. But there's a whole different case because you have the whole vice president who had, the different influence and had the different sectors that he had influence over, that he would have done exactly the different things. He said they squandered opportunities and they did not do exactly what was to be done. And now he has come to you with his folks telling you that this is the rescuer. It doesn't make any sense, because if we start to go back to, like Oliver said about Ellis Tallow, the other person, all the different, if we start to go back individually, like just from one person to another, exactly all of the different people we have today who are basically pushing forward the case of the former vice president as a better choice for Liberia, a person who is, or better than the president we have today. It will tell you that a lot of things are not basically understandable by Liberians, and because people are gullible, they will definitely go, to the other angle, and they'll be like, of course, yeah, we're going to do this, but that's not the issue. So I think we have to use these different platforms we have to, sensitize people on, the different things that are happening. But if we go back to Prince Johnson, I remember yesterday I said something about Prince Johnson being an individual who is unstable, and I did not say that in a way to disrespect him, but that was the fact. Like, seriously, that was the fact.
Mm-hmm.
So you listen to the different scenarios Oliver gave, right? From Prince Johnson being someone who is a spoiled bride, if we're going to put it that way, like how you call a kid who has been, spoiled rotten by his mother or by people who are around him or her, exactly where I'm coming from. So Prince Johnson has already gotten used to, just getting to you. Like, it's a threat, in fact. I come to Oliver, of course, I have influence. and I'm telling Oliver, I'm going to bring my people, forward. I'm going to bring forth a major support or massive support. So you have to do this, you have to do that. And Oliver may not have actually given me a clear picture of what would be, his final agreement or final words to, accept exactly what I have said. But I mean, I'm already used to people, dancing to my tune or dancing to the drum. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna support Oliver. After supporting Oliver, Oliver is not really following what you're saying. It's more like a blackmail. So you come to Oliver, you tell Oliver, say, give me the other 1 year, or before you do this, in my country, come and do this, come and do that. If that is the case, that you're pushing that, that's one of the reasons you're taking whatever, a direction you're taking now. It doesn't make any sense. Why? Because this is the president we have, who is very inclusive, Oliver. So if Prince Johnson is going to get to you and he tells you, before you appoint anyone in government from my county, I should be on the table to tell you as to whether this name is confirmed or not from me, because I am the godfather, I have influence. It doesn't work like that. There are a lot of qualified people. And I like the fact that the president did not, or is not still, following exactly the personal benefits of Prince Johnson. Because if I'm going to bring Oliver as a person who I think I will have influence over, and he has to be appointed as a minister or a director, right? And Oliver is not 100% qualified, because this is like in several fronts, Oliver. Number one, the president is going to appoint Oliver. Oliver is going to be nominated, and after that, you have to go over to the Senate. You have to have confirmation, all of those different things. So there are several different aspects where people are yet to actually understand exactly where this is coming from. But at the end of the day, we get back to the picture Liberians are actually anticipating, like, do you want to have a moment where you will have someone who is a vice president to, the standard bearer of Unity Party, and this person is like this? Do you want to have a moment where you're going to have people who over and over and over again have actually demonstrated exactly who they are, the character they possess, and all of the different things that are not really 100% okay for our country? Are you going to go forward to actually supporting something like that? No. If you're going to ask a lot of people who have a clearer understanding of how the country runs, they will tell you exactly that's not exactly how it should be. So it is better you put a county forward. It is better you put the country in front. So it is like above an individual. So if we're looking at Nema County and all of the different disagreements Prince Johnson has had over the period, you know exactly where this is coming from. It is not based on the county has not benefited from this government as a whole, or the county has not benefited from the president. No. This is because I am Prince Johnson. I have my influence, and there are people I brought to you, or there are personal things I want you to do for me you did not do. So at the end of the day, I don't think we can actually work together, because you're not doing exactly what I want you to do. Mm-hmm. So I think President Weah, over the period, is, I don't want to say last bus stop, but I think he has already made that very clear, that he is not dancing to your tune. It's not about you're not doing anything for my country. No. If you go back to the different conversations over and over and over again, if you go back to the different changes that have happened just in recent time, you'll know exactly that this is not about my county is not benefiting from this government. Like, it is like across the 15 counties, there are different people, there are different projects. And if you go back to the number of things that have been done right now in Nema County, you know exactly where the president stands. So I think Prince Johnson should actually stop, because the president is not dancing to his tune right now. The president is not actually in line with his requests. I mean, some of the requests that he has made, okay, the president is not in line with that. And some people will say, you're trying to blackmail. If you not do this, I will not support you. You not do that, I will not support you. So this is something that is more like something that has been said over and over. So you said that. So
that's another form of blackmailing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't be harsh.
You're not giving money. You're not giving money. And
I won't be harsh to say blackmailer. But I mean, it is it is in line with the same thing, because it is more like you're telling Oliver, I came to you to do this, and you have not responded to me. If you don't do this, I'm going to do this. Yeah. If you don't do this, I'm going to do that. So it is more like, it is that blackmailing, Oliver, no other way to put it, as much as I don't want to use the word, but that's exactly how it is. So I think the pace has already been set, Oliver. Mm-hmm. And also with regards to the running mate thing that we've been talking since on Monday, there's also an unconfirmed report from a source that ALP is also
No.
or
For us, we'll leave that. No, Alexa, you see that trouble you're looking for now. So the whole ALP Constantine, let's leave it tomorrow. No, hold on. Man can talk all. You know what Costa said? You think we're going to talk all? We're not talk all. Yeah, let me be the baka on the Costa show on the issue.
Okay, no problem. I'm not gonna say anything.
Woman can talk all. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything. But if you're gonna ask me, Oliver, I think I'm actually happy that we have graduated from a stage where people will be tied down just because you're not doing exactly what I'm saying you should do, and I'm not going to support you because if President Weah, let's assume that President Weah had basically listened to every single thing Prince Johnson has said, or he had followed, or or thought about granting all of the different requests Prince Johnson has actually put forward. And if we're going to look at that, you sit back and try to analyze like who benefits from this and how many people will be affected positively. So if we're going to sit back and look at all of those different things, you'll know that the president has made, some sort of a good decision in, just forgetting about the other where Prince Johnson would say to you, do this, do that. And then you just have to follow because you're looking forward to his support.
Mhm.
But right now, it's more like you have the tangibles all around. You have young people who are following the daily activities in the country. You have people who are actually following the national discussions and they're understanding exactly some of the different things that are across the different counties we have. So they know where we are now and they know exactly where we stand as a country and as a county, Nema County, like you said, that is one of the industrial counties. I stand to be correct, but that should be the most in far. Because Nema County over the period, you know exactly how it has been. Nema County is one of the county that is like really developed from the Nemayan's perspective, where every individual is going back home to do this and do that. So the work the president is doing is basically enhancing the developments that have been carried out by people who are from Nimba. So that is like really good because people have always look forward to having want to have role on this side of our country, want to have this project here, want to have that project here. So it is like a gradual process. So if we're going to get back to you and tell you everything is 100%, that means we are not okay mentally because we know exactly how the world is right now. In as much as we're talking about issues in our country, but if you follow the different news, the different updates around the world, exactly Liberia is not the only country where everything is not 100%. Even the great United States of America that everyone wants to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere you have people who are going to bed hungry. Everywhere you have people who are living in poverty. Everywhere you have homeless folks everywhere. So do not allow people to just get to you and have these different narratives, or people going into bed hungry, or people poor, people doing they want, people dying, people doing this, people doing that. So you're going to capitalize on that, and they tell you because of all of these different factors, that's why President Weah is not doing anything. He said, "Oh yeah, I believe it." It means you yourself, you're not really okay. You know why? Because everywhere right now, these are different factors. Even before the president, or Kim, even before Ellen Johnson, even before all of the different leaders we've had, these are factors that we've always had in the world. And of course, we'll continue to have all of these different factors everywhere. But at the end of the day, I think we have to read between the lines to know exactly what would be the best option. If we're talking about someone who is better, if we're talking about someone who is best option, we should know exactly how to weigh the different options we're going to have. So I think that's the point where Liberians will have to look into very deeply to know exactly, what is this and what do we make of this, where we were and where are we now and where are we going, who is the best person, who, or which one of the teams is the best team to move up forward from where we are now.
Okay, let's take our break to be right back here on 87.9. When we do that, it is your time to make your contribution on the biggest thing on radio right now. This is No Doubt.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to serve the sort of vigilante side justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Simon.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia.
Okay, we want peace in Liberia, peace in Monrovia. President Ware, in his wisdom is saying, look, even if you are the one who can feed the people in the county, I'd rather give the money to the county through roads, through proper homes, through the construction of hospitals, through, payment of wire fees, than to put it in your pocket when you would take that money and go give it to girlfriends, you build schools for yourself, properties for yourself that the county may not benefit. For Tyler, he said, snow, beaming in Bummy, Nukwe, honor Miami and begin speaker. The two men come and support Joe. I will not sit down there and happen. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to accept that. I will go support Joe Boakai. Those are the issues happening. And in the end, Honorable Boakai has decided, against the caution from folks in the Unity Party. He has decided to say, look, whether Jeremiah Kun can say him on me part or not, I will select him. Time for campaign, we're talking. We'll find means to tell people say it's not true. Yeah, we'll find me to tell people say it's not true. 866-500-104-776-104-104 are the numbers to join the conversation. Those of you outside of the country, call us on +231 866-500-104. Let's begin with the first caller. What is the name and where do you join us from?
Hello, Gilgit.
Hello, sir. What is the name? Where you join us from? Quickly, no time.
Yeah, my name is Lucine Varney, calling from the U.S. Hello, Alexa. Yeah, okay. Thank you for the show and thank for all the education you guys continue to bring to our people in the country. Okay, there is a time that Liberians, we had to look between the line and put our country first. The behavior of Johnson and all the folks, Ellis Salas and all these folks, is an indication to us, our generation, that we need to stand up. Most of the time, I always say, this thing that happening in the country is not actually about President Weah. Okay. This is about young people, future, and our country at large. This thing been happening for a decade ago in our country, where people would just put themselves first rather than the country. Because a man like Prince Johnson, when you look at the term that this man had been in office as a senator, 18 years, okay? 18 years that people gave their life to make you senators for that amount of years, and you never put them first, but just rather yourselves, is a clear indication that Nemadians and Liberians in general, we had to stand up and put our country first. People that mean well for the country, whether it comes to infrastructures of road, whether it comes to education, whether it comes to the health sectors, all these things are essential to the life of our people. And our people have been suffering from these things for over 175 years. So if today we can see people like Johnson, the people like Ellis Salas that have been in government all because of their own interests, it's a clear indication to us young people and Liberians as whole for us to be able to stand up with those that mean well, those that will distribute the wealth of our country for the betterment of Liberia.
Thank you,
KOK. Let me not take all the time.
Thank you very much, my brother from the U.S. Let's come back to Liberia and squeeze in most of the other callers. Let's take this person. Go ahead. Let's hear you. Hello, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Johnson from Firestone. I'm speaking from Firestone now.
Johnson from Firestone. Go ahead, Johnson.
Yeah, Mr. Kerry, what I want to say is that if Prince Johnson has two tones, they seem that talking against the former vice president, Jesus Boakai, to go join the main party. Jeremiah Pankun, the Pope is swept on the country. See what's problem. Because Prince Johnson joined the party today, you'll be controlling that Jeremiah Pankun man. That's welcome the country.
No, we're not reaching that level. Trust me, we will not. In fact, that ticket is not winning from what I'm seeing. From the political cards we're seeing playing, from our commentary, that ticket is going nowhere. Trust me. Let's take this other person. Hello, 1 minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, KOK.
Go ahead, sir. Let's hear you, Chief.
Yeah, My name is Roland Swad. I join you from my Lower Johnsonville community to be precise in Kankastan community.
Go ahead, Swat.
Yeah, okay. I just get very palatable for Honorable Johnson, Prince Johnson, the senator. Yes. Prince Johnson is a better go when she's king. You know the meaning of that word, better go when she's king? There's an elder in the town, the elder only needed sheep. He was very good. And then this very good demand that nobody interested in getting better goat. They better go went and wool sheepskin.
Okay.
But as soon this goat passed with the sheepskin on it,
they sent.
And then all the other just raised up say, oh, but how the other sheepskin and how the other sheep, and then the just raised up say that better go with sheepskin because for the same. And anytime the goat pass, you will spend the goat saying, but it pretend that it's a sheep because sheep is a very clean animal that can come with clean hands. And I Honorable Johnson looking.
So the issue.
So better go wearing sheepskin. So that's how I'm referring to as a better go wearing sheepskin. But nevertheless, we don't discuss him supporting president. I know Nima Kante will be taking over the president. Because I know majority of the sons of Nima have been appointed in government and they've been working in government. So nobody need to consult Honorable Johnson before we try to win him. We'll win him.
We'll leave you right there. Let's take the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute, quickly. Then we'll go to the international lines. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Good evening. This is Charles. That was address, and I call you for District 1 Grand Bassa County.
Go ahead from Grand Bassa, Charles. How is Bezon?
Well, it's good. We are doing great.
Go ahead, Chief. Let's hear you.
Okay. Jeremiah, Waka picking Jeremiah is like Waka picking Senator Johnson. So, Cole will not do anything without the advice of Senator Johnson. So I think it would have been better for Ono Waka to pick Senator Johnson than saying that he is picking Joseph Jima Waka. But before I leave the line, let me say this. I said something on the radio one time when I called. All of these things you guys are saying need to be brought to our people in our local talent on this community radio station that they will know exactly. Because if you provide the information is not trickled down to the people, to their understanding, they will not know actually why it's unfolding. So you guys need to do that. Our people will be informed in the towns and villages that they will know exactly what the government is doing. The government has done a lot. For example, they explain to the people to their understanding.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll leave you right there. Let's take the other person. Go ahead, sir. Let's hear you. 1 minute.
Hello?
Go ahead, Chief.
Hello,
Let's hear you. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Tuazama, calling from Joseph Jima Fuaga Avenue.
Tuazama from Joseph Jima. Where is the avenue?
Thank you. For the people market, all the way going to Toto, to the president house, there where we call the Joseph Jima Fuaga Avenue.
Okay, Tuazama. Let's hear you, my brother. Thank you very much for telling us where the avenue is.
Yeah, thanks for the issue to Senator Johnson. When you guys realize that Senator Johnson went, Senator Johnson took Prince Johnson and carried Prince Johnson to Nima.
Oh, Senator Johnson took Prince Johnson and kept Prince Johnson. When you find out where you want to talk, you can call back. There's other person. Hello, go ahead. 1 minute.
Hello, my name is Senator Mauro calling from Puebla Road.
Puebla Road. The message Senator Johnson carried Prince Johnson to Nima.
To be precise, around some of our plenty.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, let's be honest here, okay. We've been waiting to hear the poor man. We from Nima County, we've been waiting to hear this news. Honestly, the time around, the election is one round for George Weah. Thank you.
But you from Nima, and Prince Johnson said he don't want own Nima, so the man going to support Joe Baka. Why are you saying, the election going to be for President Weah in Nima?
The election, so we are get 70%, volunteer 30% for Congo and the rest of the people. But 70% of job we are already.
We'll leave you right there. And that is the opinion pool from Nima County itself. So let's take this question. Go ahead, 1 minute.
How are you doing?
We're great, Chief. What is the name? Where do you join us from?
This is Robert, calling from the
2nd. 2nd. Go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
when you have been suspended and has to stop. But so you have to find a way out. So we should not even be discussing these people.
Okay.
Who is my best senator in your bar that grew up? But for who going to the Union Party to be running there to get up?
Okay.
We start to see all these people. We know. We'll be really like that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. We'll leave you right there, my brother. Let's leave you and take this other person. Everything that resembles telephone in the studio is ringing. This person, go ahead. We lost him. Sadly, we missed out on that caller. Okay, we lost this other one. I'm kind of freaking confused in studio here. Let's take this person. Go ahead. 1 minute. Okay. This person. What's your name? Where do you join us from? 1 minute, my watch it.
Yeah, I want to thank you very much, Lester. I want to say thank you. You know, my son Oliver Khan, the politician will get in the country. The people full of surprises. Some of the year only followed me. James Biden. So they have meeting. I feel surprised. So what do the people that know? They know why they don't believe it, but they wouldn't like people, they hand that God gave us. So we should not teach the politician and letting the line to you all over town. We're suffering for all parties, to all parties, tell them what because of power. And we are saying in the country when we speak for politician and letting the country to respond to what is we. So they're talking for the service to the personality. Yeah. The minister of one that cannot repair that a year in Federal College for the whole sector. So then we just in the country to the land like that. We must say all the cleaners, all that we are. So then I'm going to find it hard and let the green. You must bring in job that we destroy. We will show that the next president. The 12 years they enjoy, they change the last 12 years, let's say your city. Thank you, my friend.
We leave you right there. Let's take this other person. Go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Good evening, okay.
Good evening, Chief. Let's hear you.
Good evening, Alex.
Hello.
Oh
my
Gus,
God.
you went off. I think Baby Boy and the rest of the folks will have to work on this. But let me take this person. Oh my God. Wow. God's help. Yeah, God's help is always. Let's take this person. Go ahead quickly.
Yeah, this is my sister. I'm calling for Togo. The name of the Intellectual Alliance of Africa.
1 minute.
Yeah, let me appreciate you guys even for your talking point. You see, I really don't know what producing problem. Because for the fact, Nimakande won't worry on Nimakande because definitely Nimakande going to be shared. Tiawan Congo for the Mano Pure, Wilfred Pangora for the Mano Pure, Musa Hassan Peredo, who in the interest of our government. In the scene,
but Musa Belede with the CPP, what kind of thing you talking?
Actually, we're happy if P. see that P. is not very not the qualifier of Nema Kante because the people are going to make decisions on our own behalf, not in P. interest. Nema Kante, because Nema Kante people see what person we are doing in a country. So it can be you may in Berele, one person we are carrying a whole lot of development, and they say you think Kings, president we are because we got one qualifier in Berele, who go against president. We are no. They're going to think why they to vote president. We are comes or toward thing. One round featuring.
We leave you right there. Let's take this other person quickly. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Hello.
Go ahead. 1 minute.
Yeah, my name is Azzy Wuzing.
I said you gotta put live in your voice quickly. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I said my name is Azzy Wuzing. I joined on Togo, made a member of the Friends of Kyoto, but I read as
1 minute.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, I said and then listening to your analysis, that's all. Is you really say the truth. You know, Latin politicians has a tendency that if they are not paid and they cannot speak for you, which of course is the wrong thing. So we are just sitting and then we want to see this coming Friday, who Honorable Baga is going to name as his running mate and whosoever who is going to be on his campaign team. We are ready to re-elect our president. We all know the name. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. We leave you. We take this person. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Good evening, KOK. Good evening, Princess Alexa, and good evening to all these lovely Liberians who are in tune this evening.
Go ahead, God's help.
Thank you for the recognition, KOK. You know, the situation unfolding is very funny. You were very succinct when you branded Senator Prince Johnson as one who has been extorting money from President Salif. Because through our tenure, he used his influence over the people of Nima to get money at their detriment from the former president.
You are President Sadi. You are President Sadi now. She will tell you she's regretting why she didn't invest most of the money in Nima.
Yeah, she suffered at the hands of the senator, and now that he has formed a new bedfellow with the opposition in the former ruling party, I do not know how they are seeing him now, because from the onset or for the past,
we will get to that level, because we'll get that whole. That's a whole topic all by itself. I know where you're going. We'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there. That's a whole topic. You know, and I mean, God's help. Sorry, we had to let you go. Let's take this other person. God's help is the fan club acting chairman. You know, I know the conversation he's trying to light up, but that is a whole brand new conversation for a different day. Let's take this international caller. No, I'm not too sure. Let's take this person. Go ahead. 1 minute. Hello. You're using Liberian Network. You're calling on WhatsApp. It is unbearable. This person, 1 minute. Okay. Let's take this international person. This line has to be changed, Ibrahim. Okay. Let's take this person. Go ahead. 1 minute. Let's hear you.
Good evening, KOK.
Good evening, Chief. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much, KOK, for giving me such a great opportunity always, and thanks to your brilliant colleague, Alexa. Alexa, what's up?
Hello.
Thank you. This is Poka Robert, and I join you from a comfortable residence on the capital of Barbados.
Go ahead.
KOK, if you want to know that good never lost, wait for authority. I repeat or I reiterate. If you want to know that good G-O-O-T, I'm putting capital letter, capital last name, capital G-O-O-T. If you want to know that it's never lost, wait for 2023. That thing where you see people talking, Pete Johnson don't have no monopoly over the Macante. No day he can monopoly over the Macante. For now, the dynamic at dish. That way back to you say 1 megaton, they will know. People looking at the progress. The capital P-R-O-G. Hello? P-R-O-G.
G-R-E-S-S.
Hello?
Yeah,
I said P-R-O-G. Hello? P-R-O-G-R-E-S-S. That's what I mean.
Progress.
The capital progress. And it's in Dima country. That's what the people is looking at. Now, what people see. Yesterday, I was fortunate to have followed the Minister of Public Works in Congo country. Now, when you see the road, number one, I will share the video.
No, I'm aware they're doing the road from Buchanan towards
the video I have got to share with you is from the horses themselves. The horses from their mouth themselves. When you see the kind of way they appreciate the president, we have on our road. They said nobody, their attention is on. Nobody that they are looking out for former when it comes to progress for President George Manabuya. So that narrative, one person will move from Bazon, normally I will give what the law. Development over tautology.
Thank you.
Development is over tautology.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That we will go to the parliament to give president we are appreciation that he deserves. Decentralizing our healthcare, paying our WASI, paying our tuition fee, all of it will be manifested.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We leave you right there. Let's take this international caller. What is the name? Where do you join us from quickly?
Yeah, good afternoon, KOK, and Alexa, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, real quick, man. I heard you giving a breakdown of those individuals that decided to jump ship for other opportunities, but you left something. I don't know what they.
Oh God. I mean, the line is the international line is kind of very, 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 very funny. Let me see if I can get you back. Yes, go ahead. You were concluding.
Yeah, okay, real quick again. This is Abraham Conant. You left the fact out there. Alex Tyler got appointed by this very government, and because of his record, his appointment could not even. He had to withdraw himself. Did you mention that? Are you aware of that?
No, I'm aware. I'm aware he was appointed, and perhaps the money was not too lucrative, and so he had to resign.
It was, you know, that it was lucrative, but because of the.
Will win entirely, but for the fact that Senator Johnson is not in the race, it's a clear call that majority of the vote of NIBA will be won by the Excellency. Of NIBA. The Nibarians are more impressed with this government, so there's no need for Prince Joseph to hear he just want to make a session. A position may likely be, he may not even win a position. He should be thinking about it. He coming back to the Senate.
Okay.
Because it's definitely, yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. We leave you from Cyprus. Let's leave you and take this person quickly. We'll take two more calls, then we go home. This person, go ahead. 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm Dominic Waller, phoning from Clarendon.
Go ahead, Dominic.
You see, I want to speak to that issue of owning Nima. This is now monarchy form of government. That the decision of the country decided by handful of people. So gone are those days. We are in democratic space. Maybe it's not really is literature or civics to know how the government is wrong. Because that rebel way that they were running the government, we're not running it as that. This is a democratically elected government, and he knows about it. So that thing having influence of play does not mean before anything is done, you have to sanction it before it happens. We are in a civilized world. We get a lot of educated environments that are in this government. So you can't monopolize the development of Nima County. So before anything is done, it will come through me. So we are not, the people were voting on fear. They were voting for that man on fear. Not that he was so, a kind of progressive man or somebody that is, pragmatic. They were just voting for fear because of we just keep on war, election case, they say, well, our man, that's carrying because they make a fight for all. That fear is no longer in the bias again. So you should not dwell on that old thing that you are letting on in the past. 18 years, 10 hours is okay. The other people can to make new development, to bring new ideas to help the country move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's take the last person. Go ahead. You're the last caller. We don't have time.
Hello, my beautiful son, Oliver Khan. Hello, my beautiful daughter, Ilesa.
Go ahead.
Panja calling. This is Smile, calling from St. Paul's Bishop.
You are the last caller.
No, let me tell you, Oliver. Joseph Bakale can do anything and carry that Gonglo me. I mean, why it needs say? Carry they gonu why it needs say?
Kun, Jeremiah Kun, quickly.
Carry Kun.
Kunde and Joseph cannot go anywhere because from the time Costa told us that he or him a part seller, nobody never came to say Liberians, he lied on me. Also so and so. He even come to say anything else. So they're not going anywhere. Liberians are not stupid again. We are not stupid. So that's what I got to say. God, thank you, my children.
My Liberia is Liberia.
We're going to be on tomorrow in continuation of our exposure series on too many of the political stuff going on in the country. May Liberia continue to flourish and may the best decision be made. In the end, let Liberians be told, let the truth be revealed that our country should be a glamorous area. We should make progress. Alexa and I will be going to return on the last edition of the week on tomorrow. And God bless you and bye-bye.